there, Sovereigns. Monica Grace from cardreadingqueen.com here. Today we're going to do a special reading for twin souls, divine masculine, divine feminine, and what we're looking at is the situational energy of why did my twin soul block me? So this is a really interesting energy. It could be that they blocked you on social media. It could be that they blocked you on text. It could also be that they're just blocking you energetically. That's fine too. And so that's the idea, though, is that they're blocking you from communicating with them in some way. So we're going to do a reading about that. And if for those of you who are new to my channel, just know that I do not do time sensitive readings. So I'm not looking at the cosmic energies or anything like that. I'm tapping into the energies of this specific situation. And if you found this video, then it means that you are drawn to this question, of course, but it also means that there may be some messages in this video for you. It doesn't matter if you're coming to this video, a day after it's created, 2 years after it's created. What matters is this a situation that you're finding yourself in? And that's how you know if the video is meant for you or not. And I do want to make a small correction because I do tap into cosmic energies separately, but what I'm saying is I'm not tapping into the energies of the collective. In this particular reading, I'm tapping into just a very specific portion of the collective that is dealing with this situational energy. So I will do a extended or what I prefer to call a semi-personal reading about this that continues this reading, and that will, if you want to grab that, that will be posted at cardreadingqueen.com/2020 readings, so 2020 and then the word readings. So that is a subscription that I have, and you can get all of my 2020 readings for a subscription price. Very, very simple. So let's get into the reading, and I'll talk more about that subscription as we go. Okay, I'm going to pull situational energies and overall themes. Oh, 2 cards came out for the masculine. I'm going to pull it for the feminine. Move these out of the way. This deck, by the way, is the Wild Unknown Archetypes from Kim Kranz, who also did the Wild Unknown Tarot, which I also have in this reading. It's one of her newer decks as of the time of this recording. Okay, so what I'm getting on the divine masculine side regarding why your twin soul blocked you. So what I'm actually getting is that this is a situation where the twin soul that is being blocked is the feminine twin soul. This specific card on the masculine side, the box, what I'm getting from this is that he is feeling really, he's getting very triggered by the way in which the feminine is texting him or messaging him or whatever else it is. It could be also that he has left social media because or blocked you on social media, and the reason for that is because he was just feeling like he couldn't accurately express himself there. So he was feeling like he was trapped, that he was being judged based on his past, and that was not leaving him any room to grow. And so he may have left social media as a result so that he could reevaluate, who he is, so that he could allow himself to grow on his own, kind of privately, without having people, looking at him and trying to decide who he is. And then it could also be that his social media doesn't match up with who he is becoming, and he wants to leave that piece of it behind. Another thing I'm getting is that if this is more of a situation where the feminine is texting him frequently, or they were in regular contact, he was finding that the way she was speaking to him was it was very much putting him in a box. It was based on something in his past. So she was speaking to him as if she really knew him, but it was based on things in his past, and he's trying to reconstruct a new him, so he can't have that happening. And it was really, he may not even know this on the surface, but it was basically just really triggering him that this was happening. Now, this card is interesting. The thing that comes to mind is is really just spiritual elements, astrology. And so some of this, what I'm getting from this is that there's something in the cosmic energies that basically, I won't say caused, but there's something in the cosmic energies that encouraged him to block for now, because he can feel, and he can't necessarily explain, but he can feel that it is time to take a break from this relationship or this situation. And so what's going on here is he's really getting in touch with his intuition, and his intuition is telling him, look, I need to kind of go off on my own and do this on my own, and not focus too much on this feminine, and really just get space for myself and connect deeper into my intuition. And this is a good thing, because intuition is a feminine energy, and so he's actually going deeper into his feminine right now. And again, he can't really explain specifically why he has blocked you. He couldn't necessarily point to anything that was like, now's the time to block this person, or now's the time to stop talking to this person. All he knows is that he got this intuitive hit to move forward on his own for now. Now, on the feminine side, the reason that, again, I think this is the feminine getting blocked. So the reason that the feminine is getting blocked is to really go deeper within herself. We have the Temple here, very beautiful card. And it's basically, what I'm getting from this is that it's basically a chance to go deep within and go to your higher power and build the relationship there. Stop trying to build the relationship in the physical. Right now, it's time to build the relationship in the spiritual. And so that requires that you don't talk to the person in the physical, because there's some sort of codependency or addiction here, where the feminine is just not able to really disconnect from this masculine in order to build her relationship with her higher power. The other thing is really to help the feminine develop a sense of humor about this situation. So there's a lot of drama involved in getting blocked. And the truth of the matter is that social media isn't real. Facebook isn't real, for example. So let's say you're not friends with this person on Facebook. That's not real life. And so the universe wants you to develop a sense of humor about this, and to understand that there's a playfulness to this. That, okay, you got blocked, you can always get unblocked. It's really not that big of a deal. It's just this energy of like, let's just brush this off and move forward. All right, so let's get some more of the story on the divine masculine side. We have this deck, which is the Fountain Tarot, one of my favorite tarot decks. I will give this a shuffle, and we will pull some cards here. So if you're enjoying this reading so far, and if this is tapping into something that resonates with you, you can check out my extended readings. And so what that is we continue on with this reading, and we go through lots of additional questions. And there's still quite a bit to this reading, but I just want to let you know that's at cardreadingqueen.com/2020 readings. And what it is you actually can get the entire collection of extended readings right basically in one bundle. So I don't sell extended or semi-personal readings separately. I sell them as a bundle, and so you can get everything for 2020 in the same bundle. All right, so I'm pulling some cards for the masculine now. I'm going to pull another row down here. Okay, so what I've pulled here, here's what you're seeing in the 3D. We have the Nine of Wands, Ace of Swords, and Ace of Wands. And then here's what the masculine is not telling you. So this is kind of the behind the scenes, what he's thinking or what's conscious to him. And then down here is behind the scenes of what he's feeling. So for the thinking, he has the Lovers, Nine of Cups, and Five of Cups. And then what he's feeling, 10 of Coins, Knight of Coins, and 10 of Swords. All right, so let's get started with this top row. So this is what you may be seeing on the surface as to why he blocked you. So there are a couple things here that I'm getting. The first two aces, we have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. One of those is focused on passion, and the other one is focused on a new idea or a new project, or it can also be an energy of cutting things out. So this is what you might be seeing on the surface, is that he's really putting his interest and putting his energy into something else right now. He's not putting it into the divine feminine right now. And that's kind of, it's kind of confirmed by this Nine of Wands. So he's really decided to go at his spiritual journey on his own. And he has some ideas of what he wants to do. And he's basically just, he's just called to put his energy elsewhere. So it's not even that personal. It can feel very personal. Maybe the divine feminine wanted to do this with him, or, she wanted to do some of this healing together and have a partnership around this. But what he's feeling is just, he has some ideas about wanting to do some of this on his own. And so he's just following his own path. And it's not anything personal to the divine feminine. He's basically just divesting his energy in her for now. So this is also a very temporary thing, where he's breaking off and just doing things on his own. So what's he actually feeling? We have the Lovers, the Nine of Cups, and the Five of Cups. I mean, basically these two cards, the Lovers and the Nine of Cups, these are some of the happiest twin soul cards in the deck. What I'm getting from this is that he knows that you are his twin soul, and he knows that you are his wish, his dream. He knows all of this. So there's nothing that needs to be shared with him regarding that. But there's like a sadness here. So he also knows that this is not the time. He knows that there's something wrong in the relationship right now. There's something that doesn't feel good. So he's retreating and he's trying to figure out, what's actually going on. And this may even come out as like, do I even like this person? Do I even want to be with this person? So there may be this tension within him of, well, something here doesn't feel good and that doesn't make sense to me. So now I'm questioning my feelings for this person. Even though on a soul level, he knows, and he has always known, that this person is his twin soul, with the Lovers card, and that this is his wish fulfillment. This is who he wants to be with. But it feels like, even though who he wants to be with, this is a sad thing for him. And I'm getting a song lyric actually, and I don't remember who sang this song. It's quite older. It's actually before my time, but the lyric is, sometimes love just ain't enough. And that's what he's feeling. He's feeling like he knows that he loves you and he'll always love you, but there's something that doesn't feel good in the relationship, and he wants to take a step back and figure that out. And it's causing him a great deal of sadness in his thinking space. So let's look at what he's actually feeling. And this is this is like on a deeper level. So what is he really understanding at this deeper level? What I'm getting from this is that he wants to take it really slowly. So he knows that this is the end goal. He knows that you and him are end game, but he wants to take all of this very slowly, because he knows that this is also a process. This is not something that he can just jump right into and everything's going to be great. And then he also is sensing the ending of a cycle. So a big reason why the block is happening right now is because the cycle is ending. So he has to end the cycle in order for a new cycle of energy to begin. And there was something in your communication before the blocking that was just needing to be ended. And so this is an opportunity to clear whatever that is, so that when you come back into communication, you feel good and both of you feel good about the communication. All right, so let's go to the side of the feminine. Again, using the Wild Unknown Tarot. Okay. Let me get a few shuffles of this. I'll set this aside. We will draw some cards. 3 rows again. All right, so this is what's going on the surface for the feminine. What's going on behind the scenes in her thoughts. And I just want to say I do use the male and female pronouns, but of course that does not mean, that's just a description of the energies, just to bring some simplicity and clarity to all of this. But that does not mean that the masculine is a male or that the feminine is a female. It's really just about energies, and I use his and her just to make that more clear in the reading. All right, so for the Divine Feminine, we have the 10 of Wands, we have the 4 of Cups, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. So interesting. So what's happening here is that she feels that with this blocking that it's really a missed opportunity. So she's like, look, we could just be together. Like, why is this so hard? You know, I want to go straight to the 10 of Pentacles. We could just be together. But, you know, we're missing this opportunity to build this friendship or relationship or whatever the next phase of your twin soul journey is. And so it feels like a missed opportunity. It feels very painful because she, you know, similar to the masculine, she knows the end game. They both know the end game, actually. And she feels like, look, let's just go to the end. Why are we messing around here in the middle? Like, we could just jump right to the end. At the same time, she's feeling like this is kind of the last straw. So this just feels like, it feels like things are over with this blocking, and it feels like yeah, he blocked me, so like this is the end of it. So for her, it feels like not only is this a missed opportunity, but also this is never going to happen. And what I want to say to that is that it's not true. If this is your twin soul, this blocking is very temporary, and it's all about the energies of this situation right now. It's really, you know, what's going on with the Divine Masculine is just that he needs to take a step back right now. And so he's blocking you to give himself that energetic space. Yeah, so on the divine feminine side, she's feeling like this is the tower moment, this is the end of it. We're not going to be together, and she may even be coming at that from her own space of like I'm gonna stop investing my energy in him as well, because he's divesting his energy from her, and she can feel that. So she's like, well, I better divest my energy from him because I don't want to get hurt. Now, what's going on in the thought space is really, so we have the Four of Wands, again, a twin soul card, so same position. We had the Lovers on his side. This is basically another twin soul card about the connection. And then we have the Star, which is the wish fulfillment. Actually, also the same as the Nine of Cups, energetically. These are two really similar energies. And then we have Judgment, and so what's going on here is, again, she's like, I don't understand what's happening. I know, like, I've been doing my work. I know he's my twin soul. I know that this is what we both want. And she knows it's what she wants. She also feels like it's what he wants, but she's not seeing that in the 3D. And then with this Judgment card, she's really looking back on the past and like going over every little thing and saying like, well, what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? Should I have never gotten involved with this? Should I have pulled back earlier? Should I have not reached out? Blah, blah, blah. And she's really just overthinking and like getting into this dark mental space of, what actually happened? Why, like, what was a thing that broke the masculine to where he felt so strongly he had to block me? And then how could I have done things differently so that I wouldn't have gotten blocked? So what I want to say to this is that the blocking is not personal. Even though it feels very personal, it's not personal. It's about an energetic cycle in the twin soul journey. It's not about anything you did. It's not about anything you said. If you are a feminine watching this, it's about here's where you guys are at in the energies. And on the twin soul journey, both parties, both the masculine and the feminine, use blocking or use periods of no contact as ways to gain energetic space from each other. And so this is just a movement along the cycle. It's not anything personal. And it's also not the end of the world, and certainly not the end of the twin soul journey. It's really just an energetic cycle of the twin soul journey. And so as you do your healing work and clear the reason that this block came about, and that reason is really that something in the communication didn't feel good. It's a very simple reason, and it makes complete sense, right? Something in the communication didn't feel good. And so what that means is that something in the relationship doesn't feel good, and that's true on both ends. And on the, what's very common, or what I've seen pretty frequently, is that on the feminine end, it feels like, I just keep reaching out, I keep giving, and I'm not receiving anything back. On the masculine end, it feels like, okay, there's some clinginess here. There's, I'm trying to like figure out myself, and I'm getting a lot of energy from this person that is confusing me, and now I need to take a step back, or I need to not respond. It can also be like I'm getting really triggered by this person. So, she's saying all this stuff, and sometimes she's being very loving to me, and I don't know how to deal with that, because nobody's ever been loving to me like this unless they wanted something, or unless there was something toxic about it, and so on. So the divine masculine is having a lot of trouble with some previous relationships with this feminine, that where he might have received what looked like love from them, but it wasn't. It either had like lots of strings attached, or it ended up hurting him, or something else. So he's trying to pull back because this communication is feeling very uncomfortable to him. All right, with the divine feminine, what's going on in her feeling space? So what's going on at more of a subconscious level or an unconscious level? She's got the Eight of Cups, which is an energy of leaving things behind. And then she's got the Death card. Interesting, because again, there's this Ten of Swords in the masculine's energy, so these two things are mirrored. And then she has the Nine of Wands, which, the Nine of Wands is really doing this on her own. And so what's going on here is that she actually she actually at the subconscious level knows that this cycle is ending and actually wanted this cycle to end as well. And so this is something really interesting in the twin soul journey. So what happens is, on the surface, it looks like, maybe the feminine wants a relationship and the masculine doesn't, we'll say. He looks like he doesn't want the relationship, or he doesn't want the communication, and the feminine wants a communication. And so she's like continuing to ping him and ping him and ping him over and over and try to get his attention. And he is, basically pulling back. Like he's not interested in communicating with her. And so on her end, she's like, man, I really want this cycle of his communication to end. Like I don't want to experience him kind of blowing me off over and over again. And so she's wishing for the end of this cycle. And from that perspective, he's wishing for the end of the cycle from the perspective of, I can't hear from her right now. I'm in a lot of pain. This is making me really uncomfortable to be in communication with her, because a lot of stuff is coming out for me, whether it's unacknowledged feelings, whether it's something taking him by surprise, whether it's triggers, whatever it might be. So he's saying, I want this cycle to end. And so what's happening is they're both saying they want the cycle to end, but for different reasons. And so eventually one of them just blocks the other, and that forces the cycle to end. And so what's going on with the feminine is that deep down she knows that she wanted the cycle to end. She knows that the cycle is meant to end, but it feels like she didn't have control over it, even though she basically did. And she basically was asking for this on some level as well. And so this Eight of Cups is really like, it's like she saw the good in the relationship, she saw the bad. There was some sort of addiction to that communication maybe, or some sort of comfort or security that was coming from that. And it was basically a thread of some codependency still. And so she was really seeing the good in this communication. She was also seeing the bad in it. And she's looking at this situation now and saying like, well, I don't have to deal with this anymore, but like, I really miss this part. And so what I want to say to that is that as you clear your desire for that good, and as you release your for lack of a better word, like addiction to the drama of the bad, then you will come back into a cycle of communication where there's only the good left. So you're going to release all the bad that was in your communication patterns, and only the good is going to be left. Only the things that you like are going to be left. But this is just a healing cycle. And when this healing cycle completes, you'll become unblocked, and then the communication is going to feel much, much better at that point with your twin soul. And so now we have the Nine of Wands. And again, this is basically just going at it alone, knowing that you need to go within. See how the staircase kind of leads up to this moon, which is a feminine symbol, and also a symbol of intuition and inner knowing behind the scenes. So this is really just, that if you are the feminine, that you have to go deeper within and do some of this healing. Maybe there's been some putting that off because the communication in the physical was feeling good in some way. So there was this avoidance of the inner work that needed to be done around it. Or this desire to do the inner work with the masculine, which he's kind of cut off at this point. the feminine knows that this is the next piece of the healing, and that she knows that even though the staircase looks unpleasant to climb, that's what she has to do next. And at the end of this journey, she's going to be back in communication with her masculine. He's going to unblock her, and everything is going to be good. All right, let's go into what each side wants. I'm going to just pull 2 cards for each. So we have the King of Swords and the Fountain on the masculine side. Not a surprise there. All right. And we have kind of very similar energies on the feminine side. So what the masculine wants. So this Fountain card is really about going into the spiritual realm. So he wants to explore his spirituality on his own. And this King of Swords is really about, it's about cutting things out without the drama. So what I want to say about this is that there's no drama in this blocking. It's not that he doesn't like you, or he doesn't have those feelings for you. It's not that he doesn't want to be with you. None of that. It's really just he's got to cut things out of his life in order to explore his spirituality on a deeper level, and he knows that this was something he had to do. So he knew that he had to cut off communication with you to go deeper within for himself. Now, on the feminine side, she wants a lot of the same things. So the Hierophant, again, is a card of spiritual connection. So she wants to go deeper. Now, the difference between these 2 cards, the Fountain is really about a spiritual connection or a spiritual journey on your own. The Hierophant is about 2 people coming together on a spiritual journey. So what the feminine needs to know about this is that even though you're not in communication with your masculine, you are still doing this spiritual journey together, because you are connected. That is the twin soul path. That is a twin soul energy. So if you're not understanding that, or you're not feeling that yet, this is something you have to heal. And this is something that you are meant to heal during this energetic cycle, before you become blocked again. So that's really important. If you're feeling like, oh, but I want to like do this together in the physical. Well, there's some block there because you're feeling that there's separation if you're not physically in contact. And so when you release that feeling or that wounding of separation, you're going to come back in contact with your masculine. This 7 of Wands energy, it's really... I think it's similar. So like the feminine is feeling pretty defensive about a lot of this, I think. And it could be that some of these messages are feeling maybe even a little harsh, or, it's not as gentle as she may want to hear right now. What's going on here is that she feels like she's on her own. There's like an abandonment here, and a feeling of abandonment. And what she wants is she wants someone to come along and light this flame for her, and show her the way. And what needs to happen though is that she needs to understand that she can light this flame herself. And additionally, the abandonment piece, these 2 cards go well together. That abandonment piece is something that, if you are the feminine, you can heal this on your own. And I definitely have lots of resources at Card Reading Queen. Just go to cardreadingqueen.com/freebies. I have the Core Wound Wheel. I have the 5U healing process. So definitely a couple other resources. Definitely check those out if you are feeling this abandonment wound and it's something you want to heal. I'm going to pull some final messages of guidance for both sides, and what the Divine Masculine can do, what the Divine Feminine can do. This is the Super Attractor deck from Gabrielle Bernstein, also a fairly new deck for me at the time of this recording, so I'm very excited to use it. Now we are going to do an extended reading or a semi-personal reading. So if this reading is resonating with you, I encourage you to go on to the semi-personal reading from this. And so what that is, it's basically, I am not currently open for individual readings for tarot. So I'm tapping into this situational energy. If this feels like it's speaking to you, then you can basically get what is basically a personal reading for you that feels like it's tapping into your energy. You can get that in my semi-personal reading. And so what it is, it's going to continue this reading. It's going to look at some of the hidden aspects of this situation of why your twin soul has blocked you. And it's going to talk about what is each counterpart not communicating with the other. It's going to talk about how each counterpart wants to move forward, how they have different pieces that the other side is missing. So what is the feminine missing regarding the situation with the masculine? What is the masculine missing or not understanding with the feminine? What is the block on each side that is causing this situation? And then how can each side heal their part of this wounding so that they can come back together and so that one of the twin souls can get unblocked? So if you want to get that, again, go to cardreadingqueen.com/2020 readings. And you can get that semi-personal, or some people call it an extended reading. And it's all part of a bundle. You get all the 2020 readings. So if there's another reading on my channel that you wanted to get the extended for, it's actually a really good deal, and you can go check that out. All right. So we have some guidance for the masculine. Pulled too many, so I will pull 3 on this side as well. Guidance for the feminine. All right. Okay, so for the masculine, yeah, so what's happening here with the masculine, here's the guidance. There is value in having this break, but the truth is that you don't need to force a block of your feminine in order to receive this new spiritual awakening or new spiritual step or shift that you're trying to attain. So basically you blocked your feminine in order to create this spiritual shift. But in actuality, the spiritual shift will come when you align to your feminine. So we have this image right here. You have what to me looks like 2 twin souls, and they are really joined and really looking like one in this. This is about aligning to the universe, and basically in order to align to the universe and in order to align to your higher power, divine masculine, you have to align to your twin soul. So that's what this is trying to tell you. The universe has big plans for me, and it's time to claim them. So this is there's a resistance that I'm feeling, that the masculine is still resisting his feminine. And the thing about that is there's really no point. So there's this opportunity to release this resistance, because the more you resist your feminine, the more you're actually pulling yourself away from the universe's plans for you. So what you may find in blocking the feminine is that it doesn't really work energetically. So you may not be in communication with them, but they still pop up. They're still in your thoughts. They're still showing up at places, even just randomly. So you're still crossing their paths even when you don't want to. And the reason is because the universe is just asking you, and your higher power, it's asking you to accept this connection that you already know is there, and to stop trying to control this connection so much. Now, for the feminine, yes, for the feminine, this makes so much sense. So it's basically this blocking is teaching you to surrender. It's teaching you to release control. It's teaching you to have a deeper faith, and it's taking you into a deeper faith with this twin soul pairing. So it's helping you to believe more and more in the connection, to understand the energy of the connection, to see the love and the beauty of the connection, even if you're not in communication with your masculine. And then the additional guidance is really to continue to manifest the communication that you want. And to do this, it's really about it's about focusing on your own life and focusing on loving yourself. But that, it's not meant to be like a triggering thing or something that you need to resist. And there is some resistance around that, I'm feeling, that that when you're in a block with your twin, your course of action is to focus on yourself. That. But there's a resistance there. There's this feeling of, no, I want to focus on my twin instead. Like, I don't really, really want to focus on my life, my own life. I want to focus on my twin still. And so what it's saying is that energetically, it would be helpful to you to look at how to manifest the things you want, and to just go deeper into the study of that. Even if you know how to attract things. So what I'm getting from this too is that there's a pattern of distorted feminine that you're dealing with that is around, it's basically around this ancient belief or long-standing belief and collective belief that as the feminine, you really have to seduce your masculine. And that was what you were trying to do in this communication. You were trying to seduce him, and it wasn't working. And the reason is because your twin soul is disciplining you to shift away from seduction, which is basically an energy of manipulation. It's a distorted feminine energy. Shift from that to an energy of manifestation, of drawing things to you, of magnetizing things to you. And that's what this means to focus on yourself. It's really about focusing on, it's about shifting your energy into a magnetizing energy. And so that's what these three cards are all about. This one talks about appreciation and attracting. This one talks about surrendering and faith. And then this one talks about manifestations. And it says it's powered by service and love. And this is truly, it's truly about, doing the things that will attract more to you. And this is going to attract your masculine at the end of the day. And so you've definitely heard that before. I'm getting the sense that you already know that you are meant to focus on yourself, but that resistance is what needs to shift, is that there's something about it that it doesn't feel good to you to focus on yourself, because you still want to focus on that twin, and that's not going to help you. So pulling away from that energy and just divesting your energy from your twin, and you don't even have to put it into yourself right now, but just every single day, just divest your energy a little bit more from your twin. Draw your energy back to yourself until you are feeling good and in the vibrations needed to manifest and magnetize him back toward you. All right, so we are going to continue this in the semi-personal reading. If you want to access that, go to cardreadingqueen.com/2020 readings, and that will tell you all about the bundle that I have, which is for all the 2020 readings that are on my channel, semi-personal / extended readings that you will get access to. And I have the bundle. There's a one-time payment, and then there's also a payment plan. And so the payment plan, the payments are actually about the price of a single reading that you would normally get from someone else, like a single semi-personal or extended reading. And the price of the whole entire bundle is actually the price of, and sometimes less than the price of, a reading from a personal reading from another tarot reader. So it's a really, really good deal, and I hope you'll check it out. So that's all for me. I hope that this video helped you, even if you're not going on to the semi-personal or extended readings. I hope that you gained some messages from this and it gave you some idea of how to move forward with this situation. Thank you so much for watching.